It's been a deadly day for at least 52 families in Palestine. It's also been a day of celebration in Jerusalem. 52 people were killed in violent protests in Gaza. It's been called one of the worst days of violence in decades in the region. Over 2,000 others have been injured in clashes between Israeli forces and Palestinian protesters on the Gaza border. The protests began in March but peaked today as tens of thousands of Palestinians came out to oppose the US move to shift its embassy. Black smoke from burning tires billowed over the border and the streets in northern Gaza. Police trained tear gas shells to disperse the protesters and fired live ammunition. Away from the smoke and the protests, US and Israeli leaders assembled to celebrate the opening of the new US embassy. The gathering praised US President Donald Trump's decision to shift the embassy from Tel Aviv. They called it a landmark move that will help usher in peace and regional stability. President Trump's daughter, Ivanka Trump, and son-in-law, Jared Kushner, both of whom are advisors in the White House, attended the ceremony. The Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu praised America as Israel's true friend.
We have no better friends in the world. You stand for Israel and you stand for Jerusalem. Thank you. What a glorious day. Remember this moment. This is history. President Trump, by recognizing history, you have made history.
The United States will always be a great friend of Israel and a partner in the cause of freedom and peace. We wish Ambassador Friedman good luck as he takes up his office in this beautiful Jerusalem embassy, and we extend a hand in friendship to Israel, the Palestinians, and to all of their neighbors.
We stand together because we believe democracy is worth defending. And the United States stands with Israel because we know that it is the right thing to do. I am also proud to be here today as a member of the team that President Trump has entrusted to lead the efforts to bring peace between the Israelis and the Palestinians.
WION's West Asia Bureau Chief Daniel Pagani now joining us live from Jerusalem. Daniel, the contrast could be no more stark in magnifying the divide between the two sides, celebrations on one side and deadly clashes that have left at least 52 Palestinians dead on the other.
Definitely, yes. I would go as far as calling it a sort of a dystopic story. On the one hand, we have elegant suits and ribbon cutting and the inauguration of the United States Embassy. And on the other hand, we have the Palestinians angered because this move unilaterally by the United States of America and Israel declares at least is one step more closer to declaring Jerusalem as the capital city of Israel. Of course, Palestinians do not agree with these. So they took to the street.
Just trying to re-establish that line with Daniel Pagani. You're seeing pictures from just outside the US Embassy, which has been shifted from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. We've got Daniel Pagani. You were cut off there by technology, but you were talking about the divide between the two sides.
Yes, definitely. I was saying that Palestinians absolutely do not agree with this move from the United States of America, which unilaterally declares Jerusalem as the capital city of Israel. Palestinians do have a completely different version. They say Jerusalem is their capital city, the capital city of the state that they once had, and it was then occupied by Israeli forces in 1948 and in 1967 once again. It has been the deadliest day of protest. Before today, already 40 Palestinians had been killed on the border with Gaza. Now, unfortunately, the death toll is enormous. And also, when we talk about injured, it seems, coming from the Ministry of Health from the Gaza Strip, it seems that more than 2,000 Palestinians have been injured. This is a massive number, and it risks to create an enormous amount of troubles. Tomorrow, for instance, in Ramallah, there is a general strike, and and there are rumors that Palestinians will try to walk towards the checkpoint and to try to reach as close as possible to Jerusalem.
Daniel, we've seen calls for an end to violence and the clashes from various Arab countries, Muslim countries, even across the international community. Condemnation, talk of it being taken to the UN Security Council. But is there any indication that this will peter away the protests and the amount of people who are getting killed?
Hopefully yes, but unfortunately I don't see it happening. What the United States did today is not only shifting a building. They really, a country as heavy as the United States today declared to the world that they want to spearhead a possible coalition of countries recognizing Jerusalem unilaterally as the capital city of Israel. Jerusalem is not internationally recognized as the capital city of Israel. It is contended that the European Union, for instance, always wished that the solution for Jerusalem should have been found in international fora. So this move, plus Trump walking away from the Iranian deal, plus increasing tension between Iran and Israel on Syrian soil, these are all elements that are certainly not helping us, observers of this situation, of the scenario in West Asia, to think that it will go towards a peaceful evolution.
Daniel, we were talking about the stark contrast. We are currently playing out pictures from the streets of Jerusalem, which again have thousands of people out. But this is in stark contrast to what's happening at the Gaza border. Here they're celebrating, they're waving flags.
Definitely, yes. I personally have seen many people carrying Israeli flags, many cars are carrying Israeli flags. The central roads of Jerusalem are all absolutely full of flags and billboards praising and thanking Donald Trump for this move. So it's really a stark contrast that there is a Jerusalem where the Israeli population.
Pictures that you're seeing from Jerusalem after the US Embassy has shifted there from Tel Aviv. There's a big function for the opening of the embassy with the unveiling of the embassy plaque. These are protests, it seems, in Jerusalem with the Palestinian flags as well. That's after 52 Palestinians have been killed in clashes at the Gaza border. Israel using live ammunition as well as tear gas to try and prevent those protesters. Thousands of them had gathered at the Gaza border. Daniel, again, we've seen both the American side and the Israeli side led by Ivanka Trump and Jared Kushner, the US ambassador, Benjamin Netanyahu, Israelis. What is the feeling among normal Israelis to this move of the US embassy?
There is, I would say, a very unanimous feeling of joy and satisfaction. Remember, this is a long-standing request coming from both the Israeli government and many among the Israeli citizens. They always wanted to see Jerusalem recognized by the international community as their own capital city. And this is certainly a very big step towards that. So, talking to the people, always, there is no one criticizing this move, even though they know that it's going to create instability and it's going to create more problems with the Palestinians, inhabitants of the city, and especially after what happened to Gaza. What they say is that this is their country and they are entitled to choose whatever capital city they want. Of course, when you talk with Arabs and Palestinians, the version is completely different. They say that this is a city that has been stolen militarily from their hand. They say they were living here before, so this is the eternal clash of the eternal city. And as of now, with the United States definitely pitching in on the side of Israel, I do not see any credible or reliable peace broker. It's really time for neutral countries to pitch in and take the peace process in their hands and try to figure figure out what to do and how to address the many needs of the people in this area of the world.
Then again, till the embassy is completely functioning, even though this building was present there before the opening itself, the ambassador, as you've been pointing out, the US ambassador will be shuffling from or between Tel Aviv and Jerusalem.
Yes, exactly. We are given to understand that despite it is an embassy, from today onward, that's the embassy of the United States of America, the premise is not equipped in order to grant all the services that an embassy needs. There is the need of building more premises in the same compound, which will happen. President Donald Trump has been very clear he is willing to do it as quickly as possible. So yes, the ambassador for the time being will not work full time in the embassy in Jerusalem. He will divide his time between the embassy in Jerusalem and the consulate, which remains in Tel Aviv, in the prestigious building on the seaside in Tel Aviv, which is the internationally recognized capital of Israel. But anyway, even if this is happening, as a matter of fact, now the United States of America has their embassy in Jerusalem.
Daniel Bagani, WION's West Asia Bureau Chief, reporting live from Jerusalem.